My name is Jessica Jenkins. I was born in Yonkers, New York on July 29, 1996. I'm autistic. I was diagnosed a little late when I was 11 years old. Because I'm currently speaking, you might assume I'm high functioning, but I'm going to bring you into my world and show you what it's like for me. I'll show you all my strength and all my weaknesses. What you see on the outside does not add up to what I feel on the inside. I've had to mask and suppress most of my autistic traits almost all my life in order to stay safe and survive in a world that wasn't made for me. A lot of what I deal with is invisible to neurotypical eyes. Neurotypical people's perception on autism is not from actual experience, it's from observation. That's where all the myths, stereotypes, and misinformation come from. It's the reason why it's hard for girls to get diagnosed with autism. I'm going to show you what it's like seeing the world through my autistic eyes. This is my husband. We've been married since September 5th, 2017. My husband is making me salad. I'm sensitive to certain smells, tastes, and textures, so I just stick with the same small list of foods that I know I can tolerate. Salad is one of them. I love it when he makes it because I can taste the love. I prefer routine. It's what's best for my autism, but I also have ADHD, which makes it hard for me to stay on task. My executive dysfunction sometimes makes me feel paralyzed in one spot and unable to move and be productive. My autism needs me to hide in a dark room because I'm overstimulated, but my ADHD makes it hard to sit still. It's like playing tug of war with my autism and ADHD. People have no idea how much time I spend each day just dealing with the two conditions going back and forth with each other in my brain and never really able to come to a solid agreement. It's hard to accommodate my needs when they contradict each other. These are my children. They're both diagnosed autistic as well. I'm really sensitive to sounds. It's really hard for my brain to process a lot of noise at one time. I can feel the thumping of my heart in my head, and it really hurts. I start to dissociate. It's sensory overload.
Elizabeth, watch out a second.
Sometimes I have meltdowns. My brain feels like it's on fire.
Come here.
I'm fighting to escape my own body that I feel stuck in.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Come on. Yeah. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. No. You have your hands. Stand up. My name is Gary Jenkins. Jessica Jenkins is my wife. And my husband. You want to talk about, things that go on while she's having a meltdown, what triggers it, what it's like to go through one and watch her. As part of this documentary she's doing, she wanted me to record her doing a meltdown. I can't do it. It's too messed up. Being overstimulated, just over frustrated is two of the big things that will send her into a meltdown. Meltdowns can range from screaming, hitting herself, to hitting her head off the wall, to clenching her fist, hitting herself, to on the floor in a ball crying. Not easy to look at, not easy to watch. But I'm one of probably the only person that can bring her out of a meltdown. What does it take to bring her out of a meltdown? First off, compassion. You have to understand what's going on. You have to understand what triggered it and try and eliminate those triggers by providing deep pressure and a calming, reassuring voice. I normally will, grab her and give her a big hug and making sure that both her hands are touching me. So that way I know her hands are on me and she can't swing and hit herself anymore. The whole point in bringing her out of a meltdown is to bring her back to reality before she goes into autistic burnout. Once she passes that threshold of going into autistic burnout, 9 times out of 10, once she comes out of the meltdown, she won't be able to speak. She won't have the ability to say words. How does it make me feel? Pretty frustrating. I don't have time to feel sad, upset, irritated, annoyed, whatever. I don't have time for that. My focus is getting her back to herself. And then whatever the triggers are after she's back to herself, then I can be annoyed and agitated and irritated at what caused the meltdown to begin with. 9 times out of 10, it's always avoidable. But those around that are causing the triggers don't see it that way. Hopefully, the meltdowns will become less sooner or later. Maybe not at all. That's what we're praying for. But never know.
My name is Elizabeth Souza. I am mother of Jessica Jenkins. When Jessica has meltdown, I am completely don't know how to help her. And I hug her because I can't help, because I don't know how to help her. And it's driving me a little crazy because I don't know how to help my daughter.
Sometimes I elope, and I have no sense of danger.
My daughter was 4 years old. I think 4 years old. She just ran away on front of car in the street. I was driving me crazy because when I see her run, oh my God, she runs so fast. I couldn't get at her. No, when she crossed the street, car stopped in front of her. No, the lady was like, oh my God, I almost killed this girl. No, and I was in front of her, like my heart was like boom, boom, boom. I said, oh my God, if the car hit her, she's done. And I was like, oh shit. And I was just I don't know.
I use my senses to navigate through this world. When it's on my terms, I love sensory seeking. I lack body awareness, so I have to do extreme activities to feel grounded because I often feel like I'm floating away.
I still got it.
Climbing trees and swinging on the swings have always been my most favorite activities to do.
My daughter was very hyper, and she's climbing the tree like a monkey, you know. My God, she's climbing all the way to the tree, you know. Like, I said, oh my God, you know. It's like, it was driving crazy, you know. And she climb everything she sees, she climb like. And people say, you think your daughter is normal and she's okay? I said that's kids like that. When they end up that age, it's like that. She's gonna fix it. And she's okay.
I love deep pressure. My sensory swing has been a lifesaver for me. It has soaked up my tears and hugged me so tightly when I couldn't tolerate touch from my loved ones. When I feel overstimulated, I run downstairs to my sensory swing so I can prevent a meltdown. With the proper tools and accommodations, I do just fine, and I'm very happy. I have some comfort items that help me sleep at night because sleep is very hard for me. I love leopard print. One way my husband can help me is what he's doing here, co-regulation. Something else that makes me happy is being involved in my special interests, which is art. I do art of different forms. Here I'm using wires to wire wrap a bonsai tree. Here I'm drawing a picture of some hydrangeas from our garden. I started drawing when I was about 8 years old. I never used to like putting color into my work, but here recently I gave it a try and it's actually very fun. Here's a binder filled with drawings from when I was little. I used to love to draw. I loved drawing cats. That's from a Jehovah's Witness book. When I was living with my grandma, she was Jehovah's Witness, and I had to kind of get into the flow of following their thing. So I kind of fixated on drawing stuff from their books. I loved drawing flowers too. More kitty cats. I got myself into silversmithing. I love making jewelry. I started crocheting when I was about 14 years old, and still to this day, I do it here and there when I have time. I love writing poetry. I started writing when I was 13, and I have a few books published. During the COVID pandemic, I started working on resin art. That's my opal art. This was my very first resin geode. I love the way this turned out. It's a volcano. I did it with resin. And here's my beach waves resin art piece. Here's the jewelry that I make. I make DNA and memory keepsake jewelry with cremation ashes, breast milk, locks of hair, fur. Anything you can think of, I can do it. They say autistic people lack empathy, but I feel I wouldn't be able to do this type of work if that was true. I feel strong emotions with each piece I create for a customer. I also make wedding gowns, prom gowns, and any kind of gowns. I love to sew very much. I made this documentary to inspire people. Autism did not stop me from following my dreams. I do have hard times. I struggle a lot. But I also am happy, and I would not want a cure for my autism. My autism makes me do beautiful things, and I love the way my brain is wired. Autistic people can thrive.